So you've decided to go backpacking. Olympic National Park is an amazing place to go backpacking. It's a terrible place to go backpacking unprepared. In the next few minutes, you're about to get very prepared. This rangerly advice won't just make you a better backpacker, it might also save your life. Act 1. Packing and planning. First things first, spend some time planning, looking over the route you want to take and checking the weather and trail conditions. Choose a route that matches your ability level. Know what kinds of hazards to be prepared for and pack accordingly. Bring a map and compass, not your phone, to track your location, as well as a tide chart if you'll be on the coast. Carry a two-way satellite communication device in case of emergencies. A cell phone is not the same thing. They often don't work in the wilderness. A two-way SAT device can be the best or only way to contact help quickly in an emergency. Bring enough food and a hard-sided bear can to store it in. And if you collect fresh water from a stream or river, talk to a ranger about the best ways to treat it so you can avoid a nasty bout of post-trip diarrhea, the worst souvenir. Legally, you can carry firearms in the park in accordance with Washington state law. You cannot discharge them in the park. Your pack weight, your choice. No drones, no pets, period. And don't forget toilet paper. Act 2. How to act. We go backpacking to experience the peace and beauty of an untamed landscape, to be in a beautiful place with very little obvious human impact. But with 40,000 people backpacking in Olympic every year, it will only stay that way if we all agree to follow some simple ground rules. Leave things the way you find them. That means not picking the plants, not drowning out the sounds of nature by blasting music, and not carving Dave rules on the boulders. You will probably see animals. After all, you are visiting their home. Give them lots of space for your safety and theirs. And for the love of trail mix, please don't feed them, not even by accident. Bear canisters are your friend. Use them to keep anything that has a smell, including food, toothpaste, alcoholic beverages, and trash, all of which attract animals. Lock it all down and place it someplace away from your campsite. If you're on the beach, tuck it behind a log so the tide can't steal it away while you're sleeping. Pack out all your trash, leftover food, and yes, even toilet paper. A word on poop. Don't be a surface pooper. If there's no privy or outhouse available, go 200 feet, which is about 70 adult steps, away from trails, camping areas, and water sources, and dig a hole 6 to 8 inches deep to do your business. Peeing is less involved, but there are still rules. Do it on durable surfaces away from water sources. In fact, do as many things as possible on durable surfaces: hiking, camping, taking a break, and peeing. Campfires are only allowed in certain areas of the wilderness, so if you have your heart set on s'mores, talk to a ranger about where fires are allowed and how not to burn down an entire forest when you have one. Act 3. Avoiding and surviving trouble. Here's a really good rule that we wish more people knew. If you get into trouble, it's okay to turn back. In fact, it's brilliant to turn back. If you run into nasty weather, it may also be safer to just stay put for a while. Say you need to cross a stream. Scout around for the safest spot to cross. That means wide and shallow. Morning is the best time of day, with less snow melt. Before you cross, unbuckle your pack and make sure your shoes are secure. When crossing, face into the current and cross at a slight angle downstream. Can't find a good spot to cross? Turn back. If your route takes you over snow, which can be in the high mountains sometimes until July or August, you will need sturdy boots and an ice axe you know how to use. If you're not prepared to self-arrest with an ice axe and navigate a route without trail markers, don't travel on steep snow. There are lots of alternate routes. Ask a ranger. If you're on the coast, make sure you set up camp above the high tide line so your tent doesn't get washed out to sea in the middle of the night. You'll also want to carry a tide chart with you and know how to use it with a map. Some coastal routes have crossings you can only pass at low tide. At high tide, they're underwater, and you don't want to get stranded. Have you ever heard the phrase cotton kills? That's hypothermia, the #1 cause of death in the outdoors. When temperatures drop, stay nice and warm and alive by wearing wool or synthetic layers, not cotton, a warm hat, and rain gear if it's raining. If you do get wet or sweaty, stay out of the wind. This is also a great time to eat some high-energy sugary foods. If you're traveling with people, keep an eye on each other. Signs of hypothermia include poor judgment, lethargy, shivering, and clumsiness. If someone is showing signs, get them warm and help them rehydrate. Speaking of hydration, drink water, lots of it. The person with the clearest urine gets a prize, and the prize is not getting heat stroke. This is a bit of an exaggeration. You don't want to overhydrate either. Aim for urine about as clear as lime juice. If someone does get hurt or sick, stay with them if possible and help as best you can. If you have to leave them to get help, make them comfortable and leave them with warm clothes, shelter, water, and food. When you send for help, the help needs to know where the person is located, what the problem is, and how many people are involved. Any additional details you can remember will help. What if you're fine, except you are completely lost? Stay calm, stay warm and dry, and stay put. Trying to follow a river or creek can actually put you on many of the most dangerous routes in the Olympics. Instead, lay out bright-colored clothes or tents in a forest clearing, and if a helicopter or plane passes, you can use a signal mirror. If you have a two-way satellite device, now is the time to use it. So there you have it. You're going to have fun, you're going to be good to the land, you're going to get back in one piece, you're going to smell terrible. It's going to be awesome.